Hello, welcome to Go With It. It is just Go With It. But I'm Ben, this is Jared, and this is Worth Your Time, question mark. We finally, I gotta be quiet, it's late, finally watched Dune. It took us forever to do it.
It did.
Dude, I'm kind of excited going into this because I know there isn't like four other movies that you've already seen that I haven't seen.
Yeah, this is it. Like, I've seen this one, and that's
So, like,
it.
yeah, at this current moment, we are the same page.
Yes, yes.
It's
I
not
haven't
like
read the
you.
book. I haven't. Yeah. So,
It's not like you have all this extra information that I don't have.
yeah.
That being said, what are your feelings on this?
I like it a lot. Um, it's it's a slow burn. It is.
Yes.
Like, it takes a while to get going, and then when
Yes.
it finally does, it kind of ends.
Yes. Okay, so I felt the same way. I'll be honest, I was starting to fall asleep. It is
Mm,
late. And it is,
hmm
like you said, a very slow burn.
Yeah.
But I enjoy I s- I compare it to like space or like sci-fi Lord of the Rings. Is my comparison.
Yes. Yes, it
Lord of the
is.
Rings is a slow burn. Lord of the Rings can be very slow. But you look at the whole story, it is a grand epic adventure that is dope. This is what this feels like it's going to be. It is slow,
Yeah.
yes. When you look at the parts, and say, okay, that was actually pretty cool. Worth
Yeah.
the wait.
The whole movie has really good ideas. The whole series, it feels new. It doesn't feel like, oh, I've seen this before and stuff. Like, I mean, sure, there's elements, yeah, but it just, I don't know, there's not a lot of tropes that it kind of follows. It's
Yeah.
kind of like its own story. And I love
Well,
that.
what was nice about it is that normally you can easily pick at things in movies. Okay, why they do that? That was stupid. Da, 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 da. I didn't have a lot of that.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot of, like plot holes or like stupid things, why would they do it that way? It's like, no, because this is why, like,
hmm
I don't know. It made sense in that world why they did things the way that they did. Why, they don't use, guns because they have those shields. And,
Yeah.
that's why they have to use swords. Like all of that made sense.
hmm And I like all the characters. There's
Mhm.
not like really any annoying characters or anything like that, or any just like, you know, like, I mean, do I remember everybody's name? No. But this is only the first movie in this series. And like some of the characters I do remember, like Paul, Duncan, I really liked. Uh, Lady Jessica, she's an interesting character, the mother. And that's about all I can remember right
Yeah,
offhand.
it definitely has one of those vibes of, okay, this is an interesting analogy, but when you're playing a video game and it's like you just started and you're in tutorial and it's this huge game, you're overwhelmed with everything.
Yes. Yes.
But you just got to get into it. You got to
hmm
kind of just dive in, and over time, it will become less and less, obtuse. You understand it better. You need time to digest. You just
hmm
had this giant meal. You need time to digest.
Yeah.
And I really feel like it's that kind of movie, that kind of
Yeah.
series. Again, never read the books, um, but I'm looking forward to two. Simply to, I can't say I'm excited for two,
hmm
but I can definitely say that I am looking forward to it to help me better understand and to better digest what I've seen. Because obviously they have to set up a lot of world building. So
Yeah.
now it feels like we're getting into the story.
Well, see, here's the thing. When this movie came out, it wasn't announced that it was going to be part one of two. So sitting in the theater, I'm just like, man, this is long and this like isn't
Nothing's
getting
happening yet.
anywhere. Yeah. And then by the end, whenever it finally was getting going, I'm like, how are they gonna like keep this going? Like this movie can't be that much longer. How are they gonna end this? And then at the end, because at the beginning when it says Dune Part One, that wasn't in there. It was just Dune. Like it didn't have Part One. So at the end, then the big credits come up and it says Dune Part One, and that was the big reveal. Like there wasn't an end credit scene or anything like that. So this is only the first book. Like the part two is going to be the second half of the first book. So this is
Dude,
not the complete first story even.
yeah. So there's a lot to do. You
Yeah.
know, I really liked how they kept you interested in like the beginning.
Hmm.
Because they hit you with all this information, but then they hit you with a lot of eye candy, basically. You know,
Yeah.
stunning visuals, interesting, concepts for technology. The amount of like different kinds of technology you saw was just like, okay, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool. It just kept happening.
Yeah.
It's just like dope things to kind of keep you interested while setting the groundwork for this world.
Yeah.
It's just a lot to digest right now. I'd be interested to come back and see this maybe when it's not so late. But see this,
Hmm.
a month or two later, just to see how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Not that I'm saying we should do that. I'm just, theoretically.
I really like I believe it's called this, the Bene Gesserit aspect, like the voice and stuff, like him using that and like just how, like the one part when he's like freaking out in the tent and then like he just commands his mother to get off of him, but like the voice is so distorted and stuff. Like the better he gets with it, the more distorted it sounds. And it's like, I don't know. I got chills like every time that was like brought up. I thought it was really cool.
Well, that's what I said. This feels like people. I'm sure people out there compare it to Star Wars. Like, oh,
Hmm.
it's space and magic. No, this is space Lord of the Rings. It's what it
Yes, I
feels
agree.
like. There are
I
different.
agree.
It's not so space exploration. It's more there are these factions in this world who are vying for power. There's an
Hmm.
overarching thing that's happening. There is some mystical element. It's sci-fi Lord of the Rings. I don't even see it as space because they're not even really in space or nothing like that. It's Dune. It's all set on this planet. Like it's about so.
Yeah, Arrakis. Yeah.
So I don't know. It's sci-fi Lord of the Rings to me, and I'm down for that. I'm down to be enthralled by another, trilogy. I told you this earlier. Whenever I see Star Wars, I'm just like, there's so much I get overwhelmed, and I was
Hmm.
afraid I'd be like that going into this. But the
Hmm.
fact that this is the only movie that's out right now, I'm kind of in their ground level now.
Yeah.
So it is a lot to process at the moment, but I'm excited to be like, okay, you know what? This is good.
Yeah. Because I think it is good. I think it's solid. Like I'm excited for two. All the hype and stuff I'm hearing about two, all the good reviews. I think it's at like a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes right now. So I'm like, I'm hyped. I'm ready for it. I want to see how this story concludes. Like I definitely am interested in this world.
I feel like it's going to be one of those movies where once a year you sit down and watch, all of them, like you do with
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings. You don't just casually put on Lord of the Rings. It's an event. You sit down and watch it. That's what I feel
Yeah,
like
you
this
can't
is
just
going to be.
like just put on Fellowship and then be like, oh, I'm done there. I'm gonna stop there.
Yeah,
Or
I
like
feel like
just
that's what it's
randomly
going to
throw on
be.
Two Towers. Yeah, like you gotta just watch the
Yeah,
series.
yeah. So I'm ready for sci-fi Lord of the Rings.
Are you ready to rate Sci-Fi Lord of the Rings?
Oh, I guess we should say it's worth your time.
Oh yeah, I agree. I
So
definitely think it's worth your time. It is long. Like I said, it's like 2.5 hours long, and then the
it
second
is
one's
a
even longer.
it
So,
is a slow burn, but
hmm.
like I again I can't say it's like that was awesome because that's not the pacing of it isn't that.
Yeah, yeah,
The pacing isn't super actiony. It has action, but the pace isn't this grand epic tale. The pacing is much slower. You
Hmm.
feel that because it's building up. It's
And
probably
it
going
gives you
to start
way
going a
more
lot
time.
faster.
It gives you way more time to get the characters developed and like
Hmm.
actually for you to care about some of them, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like you said, I feel like two is going to be, it's the second half of the book. It's going to be when all the like big crazy set pieces and stuff actually happen and go down. So I'm interested. And we still haven't even seen the Emperor yet.
I
I'm
feel
I'm
exhausted watching this movie. It might be because it's just late, but I am exhausted mentally from this movie.
I'm gonna sleep
Um,
good tonight.
I
I'm gonna go to
am.
bed and
I'm
like
gonna.
have all these like little thoughts. I'm gonna be like, man, that one thing that happened and that one thing that happened.
Yeah. I can't say that I'm like interested in the world enough yet. It's not like
Hmm.
I would be like, oh, I want to know this, I want to know that. Oh, there's like a sideshow, and there's in a book. I'm not like interested enough to be seeking it out,
Hmm.
but I'm willing to, give the next movie a shot because it has me hooked enough to keep going, and I'm down to like be there for it.
Yeah. You
All right,
said you
let's do
had some
this.
sort of comparison in the
Well, that was
beginning that
Lord of
you
the
were gonna.
Rings.
Oh, Lord of the Rings. Okay. All
Yeah,
right. I was wondering if you remembered because you said you were gonna write it down.
I did. That's what it was. It's Lord of the Rings.
Okay. All right. So you ready to rate it?
Because it's. Oh, sorry, I was saying Lord of the Rings because it's so dramatic.
Yeah, it is.
It's not like spacey sci-fi pew pew.
Yeah,
Smugglers and what you
but
call
it's
it. It's
not,
it's dramatic,
and it's not
big set
cheesy.
pieces.
It's like it feels like it should be cheesy, and I guarantee the '80s one is like hardcore cheese.
Well, I mean, it just feels like that's the way that universe operates. They've gotten to the
Yeah,
point where technology, and I feel like Star Wars tries to hit this, but they don't. This is like a weird mini review of Star Wars. But that universe has gotten to the point of technology where it's less of a flashy thing and more of just a this is just life.
yeah, yeah,
It this technology existed for thousands of years at this point. It just is it's ingrained in culture. You don't really say technology is ingrained in our history like to this level. We still have history of times before modern technology. It's like
yeah,
this is like set in where modern technology existed millennia ago for them. So it
yeah,
just feels natural that they're past that sort of super modern stage and now they're kind of like going back to the sort of more grandness of like, pre-technology,
yeah.
pre-modern technology stuff, but still with that technology there. I'm explaining this very weirdly, but
Okay, well let's rate it. I'm curious to know what you would rate it.
if this was the only movie by itself, as a movie by itself, I feel bad saying this, but it's a 7.
Okay.
And
I mean,
simply
seven's not a
because
bad rating. Yeah.
I know, but like it feels like it should be like 9 or 10,
Hmm.
but it's a 7 because just by itself, it is so slow.
Yeah,
It is
it's not
so
a complete
like,
story. It's not.
yeah, that's why it's hard to rate it. So I'm gonna say 7 because of that, and I'm
Hmm.
I'm sticking to that.
Okay, I'm gonna give it an 8.
Okay, okay.
So when you said 7, I was like, that's only one lower than what I would give it. um, but first time I saw it, I probably would have given it a 7 because, like I said, like the whole build up to it and everything like that, I was just like, man, this is long. This is like didn't know what I was getting into. Everything was hitting me like a truck. So you're doing better than I was doing on my first viewing. Much better. But
I'll tell you what makes it a lot nicer for me is they
hmm,
don't just explain everything to you. They just kind of let you
yeah,
figure it out.
yeah. But yeah, so all in all, I'd give it an 8. I think the visuals are incredible. The music's really good. Um, just the acting is really well. Like the cast in this movie, fantastic.
the the music is very angsty.
Yeah, it
There is
is.
no lighthearted or fun music anywhere.
No, but it's well done. Like it fits the scenes
It is.
perfectly. Yeah.
I feel like it would be out of place if there was like a, like a, Hobbits in the Shire part.
Yeah, yeah.
That would be kind of weird and out of place in this.
Oh my gosh. All right. Are you ready to find out what we're watching next, Benjamin?
Oh, frick, I forgot. We finally saw Dune.
Yeah, we finally watched
Oh,
Dune.
we finally have some. It's been like weeks.
It's been
We've been
84
like not
years.
watching it. No, we finally did it. Oh, you're gonna be like Dune 2, go to the theaters, watch it now. I'm like, God damn it,
Hey,
Jared.
I do actually want to talk about that. I want to see if I can talk you into go seeing Dune.
Dude. You make me spend money. Oh,
I will
all right.
cash out you money for a movie ticket.
Oh, but then I gotta actually do it. Like,
Okay, well, you have two options. You can either find out what movie we have to watch next for the series, or just what next Oscar movie we're going to watch.
I thought we had to get through the Oscar movies because they're coming up soon.
We do. I'm basically just trying to kill time because my iPad isn't turning on. Where I have the list. Okay, it's turning on now.
You need to like get that list and move to something else.
I know. Well, it's also on my phone, but just I'm recording on my phone. So yeah,
That
the
poke in my
Oscars.
face.
The Oscars are on March 10th, so we do have time still. We only have 8 movies left to get through because we've watched.
Okay. We
What?
still have 8 movies, and it's like what, 2 weeks away.
Less than 2 weeks, but yeah.
That's a lot of movies to get through in 2 weeks. We don't do this
Yeah,
every night. Like,
I know.
you probably should get in the Oscar movies. Let's just next Oscar movie.
Okay.
Probably smart.
So I need you, sir, to give me a number between 1 and 8.
Hey Google, give me a number between 1 and 8.
I hate you.
Did you hear that? Probably not. 4.
Well, 4. We were watching a movie called Anatomy of a Fall. It was
This better
nominated for
not be
Best
like the
Picture.
last one.
What, Past Lives?
Yeah, Past Lives was very for me.
You rated it well, though.
Did I? What I rated?
You gave it like an 8.
I don't think I did.
I'm pretty sure you did.
There's no way I gave that an 8.
I'm like
No, I
9.
did not. I have a list. I did not give that an 8.
What did you
Gave it
give
a
it?
3.
You gave it a 3?
Yes.
I gotta look up what I gave it. You gotta tell me what I gave it because I don't remember.
I don't know which. I'm not keeping track of your stuff. Keep track of mine.
Okay. Do you want to hear the?
Oh wait, I wasn't supposed to tell you what I rated it. Oh crap! That was part of the whole thing.
Oh yeah.
You just tricked me.
I was like, why can neither one of us remember like what the other one rated it?
Well, you probably
Well,
forget. So
yeah, I will. Okay.
I
So
hope.
what Anatomy of a Fall is about, I'm just going to tell you. A woman is suspected of her husband's murder, and their blind son faces a moral dilemma as the sole witness. So, sounds kind of interesting. I'm intrigued. It was nominated for Best Picture, so it has to be good. But I guess we'll have to see. And either way, you're going to have to watch it, and you're just going to have to go with it.